Soft, melancholic piano music begins, subtly layered with the sound of distant waves. Honestly, it's almost comical, isn't it? The sheer audacity of people. You think you've seen disappointment. You've tasted the bitter residue of unmet expectations. And then you encounter a place like Captain Pips Marina Hideaway in Marathon. A place that doesn't merely disappoint, but actively conspires to dismantle your faith in basic human decency. You'd think, considering my upbringing growing up amidst the, let's just say, complexities of post-Soviet life, I'd be immune to such petty grievances. One learns to adjust, you see, to accept a certain level of shabbiness. But this wasn't shabbiness. This was willful neglect, a calculated disregard for the very notion of hospitality. It wasn't just about a dirty room, my dears, it was a statement. A statement about who they believe they can get away with treating. You ever notice how some people, the truly awful ones, they just radiate a certain energy? A sense of entitlement so profound it warps the air around them. I felt it the moment we arrived, a sort of clammy indifference, like we were inconveniencing them merely by existing, by daring to grace their establishment with our presence. And frankly, my standards are just astronomical. They're simply not equipped to meet them. We booked a stay, paid in full naturally. One doesn't simply hope for accommodations these days, one secures them. Important distinction that, a sense of control. We were assigned the Swordfish Room, a name that conjures images of sleek power, of silent grace beneath the waves. Oh, the irony. The first impression, well, it clung to the air like a humid shroud. A dampness not from the sea but from stagnation. The shower, oh the shower, it wasn't merely dirty, you understand. It was an archaeological dig in miniature. Crumpled plastic, discarded paper, remnants of previous occupants' despair. The fluorescence overhead buzzed with a mournful hum, illuminating the grime, highlighting every fleck of who knows what. You have to understand, a bathroom isn't just a functional space, it's a sanctuary. The very first and last act of self-care in an unfamiliar place. To have that violated, it's an assault on one's sense of dignity. They expect you to just accept this, to lower your standards. It's horrifyingly common, isn't it? This expectation of passive acceptance. And the refrigerator, a relic of a bygone era, rusting around the edges like a forgotten promise. The metal, pocked with corrosion, wept orange tears. It hinted at neglect, a refusal to invest in even the most basic maintenance. And the gasket on the oven, unattached, dangling listlessly like a severed limb, as if they just didn't bother. Like, oh, it's just a gasket. What's the worst that could happen? Honestly, it's the casual disregard that truly gets to me. A functioning oven gasket is essential, you see. It ensures proper heat retention, evenly cooked meals, and that in turn affects your mood. One wants to savor a slow-cooked stew, perhaps, to create something nourishing and beautiful in an otherwise chaotic world. Not here, no. Then came the closet door, a premonition really, a harbinger of the calamity to come. It wasn't secured, it wasn't merely wobbly or loose, it was teetering on the precipice of collapse. And collapse it did, in my direction. I felt it, this splintering of wood, this feeling of impending doom and thwack. It landed, thank heavens, mostly on my shoulder. But the shock, the pure, undiluted indignity of it all. It wasn't the physical pain, though that was unpleasant enough, it was a symbol. A symbol of their utter disregard for our safety and, frankly, our very person. I've seen more care taken with discarded furniture on the streets of Kiev. But the true sting, the philosophical betrayal, came with the checkout.
The reality of businesses near Captain Pips Marina Hideaway, Marathon. The businesses near Captain Pips Marina Hideaway. Let's just say, if disappointment were a currency, this place would be the Federal Reserve. You expect charm, warmth, maybe even a little effort, but what you get is a masterclass in mediocrity, overpriced, underwhelming, and often outright hostile. The reviews don't lie, they scream. And after digging through them, I can tell you this isn't just bad luck. This is a pattern. Let's start with shopping. Stores here, they treat customers like suspects in a heist. Bayshore Clothing, for example, has the vibe of a museum where everything's for sale, but touching it might trigger an alarm. People walk in hoping for a nice souvenir, only to leave feeling like they've been scammed. One customer dropped nearly $1,000 on jewelry. No thank you, no smile, just the silent judgment of a cashier who'd rather be anywhere else. Another found the exact same item 20 cheaper down the road. Oops. And if you dare browse without buying, oh, they're watching like hawks, hungry hawks. Then there's Tranquility Bay Beachfront Resort. The name is a cruel joke. Tranquility implies peace. What you get, chaos. A private beach that's more of a sad puddle, knee-deep water trapped behind a net. The pools, packed with screaming kids and competing Bluetooth speakers. The villas, paper-thin walls, surprise resort fees, and if you're lucky, a stray poodle running into your room because leash laws are merely a suggestion. But the real tragedy, the staff, or rather the lack of them. One guest paid up front only to be mysteriously charged again after leaving. When they called to fix it, silence, hang-ups, manager ghosted. Another family arrived early for a birthday celebration, only to be told their villa wasn't ready, and no, they wouldn't lift a finger to help. For $500 a night, you'd expect at least a hint of competence. Instead, you get indifference wrapped in a seashell-shaped nightmare. Now, food, Fishtails Market and Eatery should be a seafood paradise. Instead, it's where flavor goes to die. Bland, overcooked fish served with a side of resentment. One waitress got an order wrong twice. Fried mahi turned into grilled snapper, as if the kitchen just grabbed whatever was lying around. And if you dare ask questions, the staff acts like you've insulted their ancestors. A woman called ahead to ask about fresh lobster, got snapped at so hard she took her $400 elsewhere. Another diner was mid-meal when staff started spraying cleaner around her like she was part of the mopping schedule. Even the art studio, a place that should be joyful, feels like a scam. Prepaid pottery classes, overcharged, unfinished, and good luck getting your creations shipped. They'll hold them hostage until you drive 16 hours to pick them up. Coffee shop that opens at 9 a.m. Sorry, no coffee for you. So what's the lesson here? If you're staying near Captain Pips, lower your expectations, way lower. Assume everything will cost twice what it should, service will be a myth, and luxury is just a word they use to justify the bill. Or better yet, bring your own snacks, avoid the resorts, and maybe just stare at the ocean. At least that won't overcharge you.
So I'm looking into crimes near Captain Pips Marina Hideaway Marathon, and it's just so depressing, you know. I mean, you'd think it's a pretty area, nice beach, nice marina, but nope, there's scams everywhere, like hiding in plain sight. So businesses near Captain Pips Marina Hideaway Marathon are like super suspicious, and you gotta be careful because they'll try to take advantage of you. Like there was this one incident, these two people, Colazo Rodriguez and Niscaret Santos Roque, they're from Marathon, and they got arrested for stealing stuff from Beals at Tradewinds Plaza in Key Largo. I mean, it's like they thought they could just walk in, take what they want, and walk out, no problem, you know. They had these special devices to avoid getting caught, but the deputies were like, nah, we got you. I'm guessing they probably got caught because an employee saw them stealing and called the cops. Then, the deputies searched them and found all this stolen stuff with the tags still on, and these anti-theft devices, too. They must have been so shocked when they got caught, like, oh no, we didn't think we'd get caught. Yeah, right, you didn't think you'd get caught, but you did, and now you're in jail, nice job. I'm predicting that after they got caught, they probably went to court, and the judge was like, you're going to pay for what you did. And they're like, but we didn't mean to, and the judge is like, save it, you're going to jail. And that's what they deserved, you know. They tried to take advantage of the system, and they got what was coming to them. It's just so sad, you know. People come to Captain Pips Marina Hideaway Marathon to have a good time, and then they get scammed, and it ruins their whole trip. I mean, who wants to deal with that? It's like, can't we just be honest and fair, you know? But no, some people gotta try to cheat the system, and it's just so,